Once again, it's Cooking with Steven. Today we're making two easy vegetable dishes. Right here. The first is Napa cabbage cooked with chicken broth, served with mushrooms, Chinese scallops, and topped with an oyster sauce. And the next one is water spinach, kangkong, or morning glory, some would call it in Thailand, cooked with a Chinese fermented bean curd sauce. Now let's go shopping. Fresh is always good. Take a look at it. Simple chicken broth for a vegetable dish. Alright, I like my vegetables and I think you like your vegetables as well. So we are once again back at Lee's Market. And this aisle today we'll be spending just a little bit more time. The first thing I want to introduce you to is right here. Simple chicken broth for our vegetable dish. For our morning glory, or what I would call the kangkong in Malay in Singapore, this is what we need. Fermented bean curd. So you have cheese in the west, we have fermented bean curd in the east. It looks really nasty to some people, but I like it. And if you tasted it in my dish, you would like it too. Alright, now let's go to get our scallops for our vegetable scallops. You know, you can get fresh scallops, but there's something in the Chinese cooking process called drying, and it brings out a flavor that is simply hallucinating. What we need for today is, this right here, dried scallops, and I'll show you how to make it in the studio. For today, the special thing with the bean curd, it's called water spinach, morning glory in Thailand, or simply kangkong. And that's it for now. Back to the studio. Alright, now that we're back in the studio, two vegetable dishes. The first one would be our morning glory kangkong water spinach dish. I've already washed this, but I'll show you really quickly how I chopped it up. And after that, a chicken broth Napa Chinese cabbage. If you look at this right here, you want to first take off the bottom, throw that out. Take the stem, bring it into 3 pieces more or less. These takes longer to cook. And your leafy pieces. And you would arrange them like so that you have easy access to them later. This part needs about what, 20, 30, maybe even a minute longer than the leaves to cook. That's that. And let's take care of our Napa cabbage. Big thing, same thing with before. Quick wash. Arrange them like so. Put it here. Alright, before I start, let's see. I need to, like always, like all good stir-fried vegetables, you start with your garlic. Ooh-la. So be really careful when you have a lot of oil because it flips like that with moisture. And let me do a really quick run through of what I did. So you have dried shiitake mushrooms that you could find in the store, or even fresh shiitake mushrooms, it's fine. Right here is the dried scallops. If you are able to smell it right now, it smells awesome. I soaked it overnight. So this like that. Dried shiitake mushrooms soaked in water. Remove the stem in the bottom. At this point right now, I think my garlic is more or less good to go. So, alright, so I'm going to perform magic right now. Really quickly, in this goes. Woohoo! Whoa! Chicken stock. Open it up. Moving it a little bit. Do not try this at home. Do not put your hand near the pan if you're not used to it, but I'm alright. Alright, simmer this in chicken broth. Whole can right here. Ooh-la. Stew on high. What you want to do now, you add your dried Chinese scallops in there. 2 mushrooms for the flavor. And you cover it up. That works. And for now, let's get ready our morning glory. So see how it's all nice and golden? First thing is, up this goes, the stem. Now, morning glory or water spinach is a vegetable that requires quite a fair bit of oil to make it taste really good. If you do not want to do that, the alternative is to put in what I suggested to you today at the market, the Chinese fermented bean curd. You have your fermented beans like that. Find your... Alright, this square looking thing right here, look at this. This is a really good fermented bean. Put it more, like, you know, I have quite a lot of vegetables, so I'm going to put this amount. Add water to this, not too much. What you want to do is to break up the fermented bean curd and you create a paste. It would give a really good flavor to my dish afterwards. Alright, if you look at the level of greenness right here, it's a pretty good green. So at this point, I would add my leafy greens to my giant wok. I'm going to try to all push it into the pot. Continue breaking this down. Let's see my Chinese bean curd. Okay, nice and tasty. In it goes. Like I said, no wastage at all. Alright, now this last part right here is the trick. Let it close, and vegetables, when it's cooked under steam, it gets done really quickly. So I'll leave the cover here on for less than a minute, and by the time I'm ready to serve it, it should be nice and green and good to go. So bring the cameraman over. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! It's just steaming and good, and it's not too yellow. It means it's cooked perfectly. Oh. And onto the plate. Oh, look at that, look at that. Two things you can do with this. You can let it cook longer if that's your choice, and you could even actually lay a piece of chicken on there to make it a protein dish. If not, if you want to serve it very simply, take a clean plate. I would first, for appearance sake, put my mushrooms on the side. And then you could save the chicken broth, because at this point the chicken broth has been, how would you put it, infused with the sweetness of the Chinese Napa cabbage. Let's see, lay it down here nicely. Of course, I'm doing this nicely because I'm serving it to my friends after this, and you know, I want to make a good impression. This is that. Lay little bit of my oyster sauce right on top. Right on top of this right here. Let's see. You know, 1 spoon should be good. Like that. For the color, maybe a little bit more. Like so. Alright. And right now I'll move mushrooms up top, coated in a little bit of oyster sauce. Right here. Right here. Fish out my scallops. Lay it right on top. Don't waste any of it. Garlic, I could put it on the side because some people like me, I enjoy eating garlic as it is. And here you go. Dish 1 and dish 2. If you've ever been to Thailand, they actually have this little competition where tourists are allowed to catch the water spinach that's tossed from, say, 20 feet away. And apparently one of the Thai princesses, I heard from my friend, actually did this to promote, I don't know, friendliness with the common people.